President Cyril Ramaphosa might carry some blame for the lead-up to the bloody Marikana massacre. The Johannesburg High Court found that a case can be made that he masterminded and championed the toxic collusion between mining company Lonmin and the police that led to the massacre. Now, joining me is attorney for the Marikana Mine workers, Andries Nkome. Andries, thank you so much for your time and for joining us. Now, the 349 miners are suing for 1 billion rands. What more are they calling for with regards to the sitting president?
Look, I think it's very important that we need to realize that an apology from the president is a prime requisite from our clients. The financial compensation that they're looking for is a by-the-way compensation. But essentially they are saying the president has made promises, is supposed to come through to Marikana, let there be a reconciliatory process. Let's speak about his involvement in this. We must give an unconditional apology.
Now, this matter has taken quite a long time. I mean, in August, it will be exactly 10 years. What do you think led to all these delays?
Look, I will not speculate, but we have the understanding that today the very person that was accused is a president. So I will not speculate, but I will only say maybe it's just out there. Obviously, we are pushing it and we're making sure that we go in front of the courts and get judgments, like with the one that we got in the previous week. And the very same judgment essentially speaks to that we've got grounds to go and review the findings of Falam Commission, because Falam went and made recommendations only about the highest ranking official there, being the National Commissioner, the then National Commissioner, Pierre. So with this judgment, essentially we're saying we know that the cause of the massacre was the president characterizing the labor dispute.
Speaking of that Falam Commission, I mean, what came out of that was that the president gave an instruction on email where he calls for the concomitant action to be taken by the police. How does this translate to inciting violence and ending up in the mass murder?
Look, we know that the police had been coaxed to view the labor dispute that was unfolding at the time as a dastardly criminal act. And essentially, it was as a result of the very same emails that the police changed their posture. They then went and ordered live ammunition, R4 live ammunition. We know that in labor disputes, you don't have the police coming through live ammunition. What we also know out of Marikana is that instead of ambulances, the police were stopped and they then requested to, instead of ambulances, they got mortuary vans. So essentially the intention was there to go out there and murder.
Speaking of murder, could this possibly then become a criminal case? We know that it's currently a civil. Does it have grounds to be changed on that basis?
The recommendations of Falam were that all the parties that were involved in the commission were to come together, put together evidence, and then come to a conclusion about who is supposed to be fingered for the Marikana massacre. We were ready. We had been putting up all the evidence that we have to say that the president essentially is the one that caused the massacre and he ought to be criminally charged for that.
All right. Now that the Johannesburg High Court has found that a case can be made, does this just give light to the miners of Marikana with regards to justice finally possibly taking place for their fellow miners?
They are very happy with the outcome that has been arrived at by the court. Save for that, the court went and accepted some of the arguments that were made by the president, but essentially the main one, which says that he is the mastermind behind the toxic collusion between SAPS and Lonmin, is the one essentially that we're eyeing for. And our clients are happy, and they know that it's out of the very same judgment that we have that we're going to proceed and approach the High Court again to review the findings of Falam. And certainly it happens 10 years later, but at the end of the day, justice will prevail.
All right. Thank you for that. That's Andries Nkome, who is the attorney representing the Lonmin miners, the Marikana miners. We know it's been 10 years since that incident, and they are holding the sitting president to account, asking for an apology as well as a 1 billion rands compensation.